So first question, because I always talk about how jealous I am of certain people, especially when it comes to that GOAT conversation. How does it feel? Like you are the GOAT. Like I've seen the ones before you, I'm seeing the ones now. You are the GOAT. I wish I knew how that felt. Like for me, they said I'm the most dominant big man. That feels good, but how does it feel to be like, hey, you're the greatest player? Like, how does that feel like when you hear it from people, of your stature?
I always feel that it doesn't feel right, to be honest. I feel like when I look at my career and I look at the path that I took to get there, I just feel like I took advantage of my opportunities, and a lot of things I learned along the way came from a lot of the people that came into my life that really helped lift me up to reach my true potential. And I got to play a long time. And because I played a long time, the mental part of football is so important because what we do is so much between the ears and from the shoulders up, certainly at the quarterback position. So later in my career, I just continued to accelerate when most people see kind of a sharp decline because of the way I took care of myself. And, I learned from my best friend, my body coach, Alex, who took care of my body. And we just kept getting better and better and better. And that allowed me to play in a lot of big games later in my career, like to win the MVP of the league. I think it was 2017. So I was 40 years old. And it was like, and I just felt like, and then I go to Tampa at 43 and I throw 40 plus touchdown passes. It's just like, but the only reason I could do that was because of, again, I had the ability, but I was able to have people come into my life that took care of me. And just, so I don't feel like, it's like a one-man thing. I feel like, no, it was everybody that was a part of my journey to go to the Patriots with Bill Belichick. His first year was my first year. Like, what a blessing to have one coach who demanded everybody be their best every day and the accountability that needed to go with it. So I didn't have to be the asshole all the time. Like, I wanted us to play to a certain standard, but I had a coach who wanted the same thing. So, you're trying to develop a rapport with your teammates. And like a lot of the coaches, certainly when I look around, they want to be liked. So it's like, then what do I got to be the asshole? Because guys aren't doing their job. So I appreciated someone like Belichick who pushed everybody and then forced everyone to be their best too. And then a lot of the players that came along, they saw kind of the values of what the organization was built on. And they were like, man, we don't want to put this up. So we got to live up to that too. And that was, 23 years of playing. I had a lot of opportunities to win those championships. And we only, not only 7, but 7 of 23, if had I played 12 years, I don't win 7, so I played a long time. That was part of my journey and so happy I got to play well later in my career.
It's funny because he thanks all these people. Shaq has said if he had Kareem's scoring record, he would just be walking around being like, I'm the GOAT.
No, I would, definitely.
Yeah.
I watch young Shaq highlights and show my kids and just like the LSU highlights, early Orlando Magic highlights when, it was just the most unstoppable player that ever been on the court. It's just incredible. And then, your entire career and it was unmatched in my opinion.
Speaking of kids, how do you explain to kids your journey? Because, a lot of people that have the stature that we are, they come in with that stature.
Yeah.
Right. And you, a lot of people make fun of you, of your draft day run. I didn't see what the big deal is, but I guess they say you weren't fast enough, you weren't good enough. How did you not listen to the naysayers and just persevere to become the GOAT? Yeah. Because, a lot of people, when you keep hearing you're not good, they just turn the other way and disappear. But you, my friend, you just said F that and you just became the great. So how? What was your mental thought process every time?
It's interesting because I think somehow we always think like the mental part about, or the mental emotional part of our being is like, hey, that's always something that we learned along the way. And I think some of that you're born with too. Like you were born a certain height, a certain size. I was born that way. I had no way I could have changed it. But I also think there was part of me that was, had a good work ethic when I was a kid. I loved hard. Like, I'd play golf. My dad would take me out and play golf. I had 3 older sisters and they were, all great athletes.
Were you the youngest of 4?
I was the youngest of 4.
So you were getting bullied the whole time.
Well, I was being spoiled a little bit, but like, okay, so if we went out to the golf, because my dad was like, all right, let's get away from those girls. Let's go play golf. It was like, I'd hit a ball and it would be like in a tough lie in the rough. And my dad would be like, no, move the ball. Just give yourself a lie. Hit it. It's not the US Open. And I was like, no, I'm playing it just like that. I wanted it to be hard. And it was just in me from the beginning. When I was in like 4th or 5th grade, my sister was going into high school and she was a good softball pitcher. And she would have to go work out in the gym in the morning. And here I am, 4th, 5th grade. And I was like, I'm going to get up and go to the gym with you. And it was just like, it wasn't even like I made a conscious decision. It was just like I felt the pull to do that. And then even when I got to college, it was like the same way. It was like, no, I don't mind working out 2-3 times. So it was just a blessing for me. And it's not like it was like, yeah, it was kind of a choice and discipline, but like I had really good discipline, but I was born that way. So it's like, I can't take credit for that.
So you think you have to have it in you. You don't think you can just turn it on. Because see, I've been knowing you for a long time. I never known that. I just thought that you got pissed and you just turned it up.
Yeah. I think it was always in there. And then I used, over time, I think you can improve it. I think a lot of things, if you put a lot of time and effort in, you can improve 10 to 20%. I don't think you can improve 50%. Like, I don't think you can be, like, if you're a good shooter,
right,
can you get better? Absolutely. If you're a bad shooter, can you become a great shooter? No. You could probably be better and you could be serviceable. But like, if you put all the time and energy into it, like 10 to 15%, like if you want to jump higher, can you go from a 26-inch vertical to a 42-inch vertical? Impossible. Maybe you can go from 26 to 30 if you work really hard at it. But the point is, like, I don't think you can just all of a sudden, make a decision and then become something different. Like, our brains are wired a certain way, like there's certain things in school I was just never good at, like language. You put language in front of me, you give me Spanish, my brain just would not function, but like math, all right, you put down math, I look at it one time, on to the next thing. So even like football playbook, people be like, "Whoa, did you learn a playbook?" I'm like, "Yeah, I looked at it one time, got it, moved on to the next one. Next play, okay, got that coverage, great." Like, I had one of those memories in football, which a lot of guys have to study it and study. And for me, after my 3rd year, I didn't even open my playbook.
Damn.
It just had it all. And
so
I
it was just
remember,
football photographic memory.
it was kind of like that. Like, and again, it's not like it was just born and it was just natural.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a cool part. And like, even like willpower, that's another thing that I don't think like it's in you or it's not, and I'm very fortunate that was in me, because that's really the only way I was able to persevere over time. And then the resilience part of like trying something and failing, I was never fearful of failing, because I felt like it's really important. And I think that like sometimes we want to, like, in especially today's world, whether it's for our kids or whether it's like college athletes with NIL, like, if it's not going your way, go somewhere else. And I'm like, that's not the path to success. Because like, you're going up against a tough team in the NBA final. You can't go around that team. You got to go through them. But like, if you've gone around your whole life looking for something easy, and then all of a sudden you got to go through, you don't even know what to do. You can't even develop that resilience, that perseverance within yourself. So everything should be like that aspect of it. Go through it, challenge yourself, and then fail. Try that's hard. Like, go outside of your comfort zone. Try things that you're not going to be good at. Put the time and effort to be better at it, and then see yourself improve. So you gain